Well, Graham Potter can finally get his sleep and obviously enjoy it in his house, because for the previous 2-3 months it has not been rosy at Chelsea. It looked like he was nearing a sack. Fans of Chelsea were calling for his sacking, and even me, who had backed him for a very long time, I came out and gave my ultimatum towards the game of Leeds, and I said that if at all he doesn't beat Leeds, a team that is in a relegation battle, then he doesn't deserve to be a manager of Chelsea. And thankfully he went ahead and beat Leeds by 1-0, and today he has gone ahead to win a beautiful game of football as he knocked out Borussia Dortmund with an aggregate of 2-0. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. I'm here to bring you the match reaction of Chelsea and a side called Dortmund. Remember, we came into this tie when Chelsea were a goal behind and having 0 points, and Dortmund had 3 points. Those 3 points counted a lot and meant a lot into the life of a team of Borussia Dortmund, but Dortmund were hit by 2 serious injury blows before even that of Brandit in the beginning of the game. That is Adeyemi, who found himself out for some good months because he was the person who really scored against Chelsea while they are playing away in Germany. And now Chelsea came into this game with a very huge boost of very many players returning from injury. N'Golo Kante was back, but the manager said, I'm going to assess him and see whether he'll come in and play a part, but he never even made the squad. I know most of you are really asking yourselves, why is Mykhailo Mudryk not even into the team of Chelsea that came on to play? I'll tell you, he was on the bench and the manager never really thought that he was useful to come in and really do the needful. And Chelsea have gone ahead to exonerate themselves from scoring 1 goal or not scoring a goal in a match for the previous 3 months. Now, we've been told by Sakawaka that Chelsea have scored 2 goals in a single game for only the second time since the restart after the World Cup. That has been bad. 2-0 versus Bournemouth and 2-1 versus Borussia Dortmund. Once against team bottom of the Premier League, once against the most informed team in Europe. That is Chelsea for you, and obviously they've gone ahead to knock this side out, and it shows you the transformation is really going in through and why every manager needs time. This is why he came out and backed him, and he also came out and really defended himself by referring himself to Mikel Arteta. He said, look at Arsenal where they are. They are in the 3rd phase of their project, and they are going to win the Premier League. They are topping the Premier League ever since the season started, and that's what I need. These players are new. Allow me work out something great from these players, and then you'll demand trophies and results later. And I think getting this consistency into this season, it's something that is really working on, and Graham Potter is really flying over in the skies, and he's really happy with what is happening at a team of Chelsea. And in the 43rd minute, Raheem Sterling, who missed out on some good chances at the beginning of the game, he scored, and then Kai Havertz took a penalty, and that penalty, guys, he first took it and it hit the bottom post. After hitting the bottom post, he came in through and really retook the penalty, and after him retaking the penalty, it went through. Why did they retake the penalty? Players had really encroached the 18-yard box area before Kai Havertz put his foot onto the ball. And these were the stats that will show you how Chelsea were so much into this game, and they played a pragmatic way, but they won the game. 13 shots. Borussia Dortmund had 13. They both have had 4 shots on target, meaning that Chelsea was so much clinical and Borussia Dortmund really wasn't clinical enough. Chelsea had a 39% possession, and Graham Potter never went his way of playing, because we know he's a manager who really likes to be having large possessions or lion share possessions of the ball on the field of play, but he didn't go that way. 61% for Borussia Dortmund, a possession that never helped them to knock out Chelsea, because all they needed to do was to play for a draw, but they couldn't because this was at the home of Chelsea. 312 passes completed by Chelsea. Borussia Dortmund completed 487 passes. 74 passing accuracy for Chelsea and 80% passing accuracy for Borussia Dortmund. 17 fouls by Chelsea, 9 by Borussia Dortmund. 4 yellow cards to Chelsea and 3 yellow cards to Borussia Dortmund. 0 red cards to both sides. 6 offsides for Chelsea and 0 for Borussia Dortmund, and 5 corners for Chelsea and 3 corners for Borussia Dortmund. That's how the stats were in this beautiful game of football. And I would love to let you in the know, put you in the know about how tournaments are played. You don't need to play well to win a tournament, especially knockout tournaments. For the league, that is really a marathon, 38 games, you have all the luxury to go on and do the needful and do that. But where we are right now, however much there is a gulf between Chelsea and Dortmund, you don't need to play to please. You don't need to play neatly. You just need to go in, score those goals, and go to the next round. That's how you win tournaments. So I think Chelsea and Graham Potter got it right. They never needed to play well to really knock out Borussia Dortmund, and the aggregate is 2-1. But I'm sending a warning to all those that were undermining Chelsea, especially in the Champions League. Being the only way that they can find themselves into a position of playing the Champions League, these players are really going to really put a lot of focus onto the Champions League. And I think the draw is going to be happening next Thursday of the quarterfinal, and we don't know what they are going to be drawn against. But whoever team they are going to be drawn against, they need to pay a lot of attention to detail, because Chelsea is having good players of quality. Taking off Enzo Fernandez, bringing on Zakaria. Zakaria is a proven midfielder in Europe. Taking off João Felix, getting on Conor Gallagher. You get Pulisic coming in for, Raheem Sterling. So they're having a lot of quality, and they're still having players who are really injured. When you look at N'Golo Kante, Thiago Silva, Eduardo Mendy, which other players injured? I think they're having close to other 6 players that are recently injured. But I would like to commend Wesley Fofana, Cucurella, and Koulibaly. They really had a very good game. They defended very well, as I'm going to show you here. But Borussia Dortmund also had some good chances to kill off the game, but they just found themselves into the losing zone. Now, when you're going to lose, you first lose one of your best midfielders. That is Brandit. He's a very good player. They lost him out in the 4th minute, as you see here. In the 4th minute, he got off. He had really gotten a hamstring injury, and they took him off. That is the guy, and Reina came in through. Then they came in through, and obviously in the 50th minute, you see João Felix coming close, but the effort was blocked, and obviously he really failed to really convert that goal. So it shows you that Chelsea started in high gear. All they wanted was a fast goal and to score or get to the score sheet fast. In the 7th minute, obviously, there was a very big chance. Felix released Kai Havertz, and obviously he got a slight nudge, and obviously the ball went into the net, but obviously it was really ruled out as an offside goal because it wouldn't count. Now after that, they went in through, and obviously got a free kick. That is Borussia Dortmund got a free kick on the edge of the Teenage box area, and Reus went in for that effort. It was well executed, but Kepa just fisted it into the corner. And who had caused this? Wesley Fofana fouled a player of Borussia Dortmund on the edge of the Teenage box area, and is playing in the Champions League, I think, for the very first time in his career, and there is a lot of naivety, but I think he's a very good player who even got them a goal against Leeds over the weekend that won the game. And that save of Kepa really kept Chelsea into play, and obviously they kept winning. Then Kai Havertz got a chance, and obviously that ball hit the post, and in a space of 28 minutes, Chelsea had gotten close to 3-4 clear chances, but they couldn't really put those balls in the back of them. That calls in for a prolific number 9 to come and really help them. There is even a chance of Raheem Sterling that he got at the beginning of the game that he also really put out. Now, in the 39th minute, obviously, the ball went into the net, and obviously the flag was up because Sterling was flagged offside, as you see here for you. Look, he was released very well, but he was offside, and that is what VAR really went ahead to really record, and Sterling was really offside. Then, before they even went ahead to score, there is a ball that was cleared off the line by Koulibaly, the experienced central defender that Chelsea is having, with Thiago Silva out of the game. And in the 41st minute, Chelsea found themselves into the shooting area, and this is Ben Chilwell. Remember, they played a system of 3-4-3. Ben Chilwell found himself in this shooting area, but he shot wide. He shot wide, and obviously it would have found him onto the score sheet. But in the 43rd minute, Sterling just found himself landing onto that cutback coming in from Chilwell from the left down area, and obviously hit it into the roof of the net, and he went into celebration. That is Raheem Sterling for you. And what a way to celebrate. What a happiness to be thrown into the fans of Chelsea, and they were all cheering onto this goal because it came in at the right time. They kept pushing. They were the better side in the first half, but they couldn't really find that ball into the back of the net. And God bless them, just minutes into the beginning of the second half, guess what happened? This guy gets hold of the ball, and after him getting hold of the ball, it was played for like some 1 minute, and then VAR called in for the intercheck, and obviously the referee was ganged and swamped by the players of Borussia Dortmund. Look at the captain, Marco Reus, telling him, "Why are you going to go onto the screen?" VAR had called in, and at the look of it, for me, I knew it was a penalty. Why? He moved the ball. Sorry, moved the hand. There was a movement of the hand. And I asked myself, amongst the penalties that were denied Arsenal over the weekend, 2 of those saw these players really move their hand. And this is where I don't understand VAR and its inconsistency. That is really so much annoying, because in certain games they call for penalties like those, and in some games they don't. And Chelsea was blessed with that penalty. The referee was really forced to go to the side screen monitor. Look, and he really looked at it, and guess what happened? He said it's a penalty. Kai Havertz went for the first take onto the post. You see the ball, and it really rattled here, and it really rebounded back into play, and it couldn't stand. But guess what? Chance has to reside with those who have really gone ahead to do the needful. The penalty was really taken because players had really encroached the penalty area before Kai Havertz put his foot onto the ball, and it was retaken. And for this time round, Kai Havertz put it into the second position, into the same position. The goalkeeper went the wrong way. The goalkeeper thought that maybe it's going to change, but Kai Havertz said, "I'm going to do the same take." So Kai Havertz took it there, and obviously it counted, and it was 2-0 in favor of a side known as Chelsea. And obviously towards the end of the game, it's Kepa Arrizabalaga who really saves them again with that beautiful save that would have seen them go to what we call extra time. So that's what I had for you. Chelsea 2, Borussia Dortmund 0. Aggregate, it has ended 2-1 in favor of Chelsea, and Chelsea are through. So guys, your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. And I think it's hard to pick the man of the match for this game, because I think no player of Chelsea looked exceptional. To me, the best player in the field of play, according to me, is Kovacic. Kovacic ran that midfield. He was the captain. Though later he was taken off and Pulisic was brought on, he gave that armband to the goalkeeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga. But to me, there are 2 players I can choose on. One is Kepa Arrizabalaga, the other one is Kovacic. They really looked good. They really looked good. And João Felix had some cameos, but obviously those 2 really stood out. Why? Kovacic controlled the midfield. He showed his excellency in as far as playing that beautiful game of football is concerned, especially on a game with a lot of pressure. He just gone ahead to show his experience. But even the back 3 played very well. Koulibaly, Wesley Fofana, and Cucurella, they really played very well. And Enzo Fernandez had really a game that was really not all that great. And I thank Chelsea for not capitulating for today, and they've risen up to the occasion, and this team is through to the quarterfinals. I've seen Tony Boyle at the end of the game trying to even kiss the wife that was seated alongside him in that executive box. So I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. Guys, have a good night. Chelsea is through to the next round of the Champions League, and they are waiting for the draws next week on Thursday.